You all are a very experienced person. You all have a lot of experience. You know what is training and development. You are in the corporate. You are in the field. So there is basically you have to get, gel to the whole environment and find out how the things which are going on at the moment, or it's going class is going on, can be beneficial to you, and that is very important. And unless until you gel yourself, it is very difficult basically to take advantage of the things. Even if there are a lot of learned people, I mean, since morning I personally feel, even Vandana Tyagi, she is very experienced person and very active in ISTD Noida chapter. She has been organizing this monthly talk and other activities. Then we had Dr. Babulal, and we all know, I mean, you just finished his class. He retired from second to the top boss in BHEL, and he talked about a lot of relevance, what training and development can take you basically. But then focus comes again, like for what we need for Kesarwani may not be enough for Rupesh Rai. And when we talk about, suppose, Anupama, she may need something different. Sudeep Jaiswal has his own set of things to know or understand with his own varied experience, basically. And at the same time, when we talk about any other participants, Sandhya is there from Hyderabad. I mean, we all have a very different requirements. So we have to basically see how the whole program could be beneficial to each other, and especially for you, because you are spending your time and giving your time, and you have joined the course, and you are in the second semester. So I would like to know what was the expectation, because we are not new to each other, except I think Sandhya. I'm not sure if we have met, but for others, I know very well what were the interactions there. So just to give a brief, basically, I would like to know starting from Rupesh. I mean, how was the first semester and what is the expectation from the second semester, so that I can focus on those things. Are you getting? Rupesh, are you there with me? Or Jitender, Kesarwani? Rupesh, are you?
Sir, your voice is not clear actually.
Oh. Now you are getting?
Hello.
Jitender, you are there? And Sudeep?
I didn't hear. Hello? Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Voice is breaking.
My voice is cutting, or your is also coming intermittent. So there may be some problem in that. So there's the online challenges we have at the moment.
Actually, we could not get your question.
Hello, I'm back. I think, I don't know whose connection, but my connection got interrupted. Rupesh, are you getting? Hello. Jitender, are you getting? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Rupesh? I think there is some problem in the internet. Internet is okay. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your voice is coming.
Video? Video is there? Shall I switch
Video is
off?
there. Video is there. Slow motion.
And listen you? For the time being,
Yeah,
I'll just switch off my video and see whether it is.
Yeah, please. Yes, yes.
that's better.
My question,
Yes,
plain and simple.
Now it's okay, sir.
Your voice is clear.
Are you getting my voice is okay now?
Yes, yes. Now it's okay.
So
Yes.
my question is simple. You all are in second semester. Before I start paper 7, I would like to know how was the journey like you finished first semester. You know how was the paper and how Noida chapter you saw last classes. We did. How was the experience and how was the journey? How was the exam? And then what are the expectations from the second semester so that we can take those things forward actually. So we'll start with Rupesh. Is question clear? Rupesh?
Yeah, sure, sir.
So
yeah, 100% clear.
If you can
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
tell few of the things,
Yeah.
your experience.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Experience was good, no doubt.
You can
But
switch on your video.
it would be more,
Yeah,
it will come.
yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. So experience was no doubt. It's a wonderful experience because first time we have used this Zoom technology, and I feel that training kind of thing must be organized face to face. Whether it is a training or anything. So I would like to know when we can start. Classroom training. Is there any planning from ISTD to organize the whole classes in classroom?
No, question may not be allowed. You can just tell like how was the session overall, and then how was the exam? You all gave exam, all 4 papers?
Exam? Yeah, all papers I have given exam, but one more problem was there because in first paper, strategy, HR strategy. So I have uploaded all the pages, but it was not, confirmed by the
ISTD headquarters.
So that so whether it has been uploaded properly or not, I'm not sure. So that was the concern. I sent a WhatsApp message to Raghu sir also, and to that.
So you have not got reply?
So I doubt whether it has been uploaded properly or not. So if not, then definitely I have to appear again. So it was, some time should have been, yeah.
But
they have not replied anything.
Have you sent through email also to them?
So some time has been given to us that कि उनकी तरफ से कुछ होना चाहिए था कि
Now I'm back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I just would like to know. I mean, presently, so what I can make out, the online classes will go on. There is
Okay.
no possibilities of having offline classes
Offline
in the
classes.
classroom.
Yeah.
But in between, I think in a month or two, once
Yeah.
vaccine gets momentum,
Yes, sir.
there may be the possibility last 2-3 classes you might have this offline. So, but
Okay,
I'm
sir.
not sure. So be
Yes.
prepared to go ahead with the online classes.
Online
And
classes.
then
Right.
we have to manage with all these internet problem and other problem. Like
Right, sir.
you saw Dr. Babulal also, he was not able to switch on video.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Online, I mean, few of the people, Anupama has got connected, but we are unable to trace her if she is there. Sandhya could join from Hyderabad, she is there. So all those issues comes basically in the
Right, sir.
online classes.
Right,
But
sir.
I tell you, being an electronics engineer myself, and seeing the corporate and industries and institutions, I mean, we have to get adjusted to the new environment as fast
Right,
as
sir.
possible, rather than waiting for anything old to come. Because you, Rupesh, you followed me on Facebook and
Right,
Twitter.
sir. Right, sir.
You know, unlearning is all about this.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
So I believe you have seen, you are reading also. It's an
Right,
ongoing process.
Yes, yes.
So what basically we intend to say, if new time comes or new opportunity comes or new situation comes, we must try to get adjusted with the new environment. I know it sometimes it is very tricky, sometimes it is painful, it's costly,
Right.
but that is the way it is. And we have passed 2020. We have seen how so many
Right,
things
sir.
changes. I mean, for country, for individual, for family.
Right, sir.
I mean, the guys who never stayed at home, they had to stay with their family members.
Yes.
The guy who never wanted to go to the workplace 30 kilometers, they were just available in the room and work from
Yeah.
home. And many industries also found that this work from home is more beneficial than paying the individual or their worker to transport and all those things. So all the changes took place. So there is I mean, basically we have to keep unlearning those things.
Right, sir.
And then get adjusted to the new environment and then follow it up. I think that is the way we should do.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Sudeep Jaiswal, are you back?
Yes, sir. I'm always there.
Oh, you are always there. So nice. I think Jitender is there. I think I will come to you after Sudeep Jaiswal, because he comes in the morning. Again, he is here. So you heard the question and discussion?
Yeah.
So if you could throw some light on this.
Sir, it was a great learning,
Okay.
Learning in a systematic way. That's in one sentence, I will put my experience with ISTD. Unfortunately, I could not take the exams, because just before the exam, I was showing all the symptoms of COVID.
Right.
So initial 2 days of the exam, I was put in hospital.
Okay.
Fortunately, all the tests were negative, but mentally I was shaken, so I could not take the exams.
Okay, you are a COVID fighter.
No, not fighter. Actually, it was negative. I was showing the symptoms only.
Negative.
But
it may be negative, but you must have got it. Actually, symptoms are very. Even I suffered.
No, I didn't get it because I did the antigen test. So that was also negative. So I didn't get but the weather was changing. So all the flu symptoms were there. Runny nose and sore throat and slight temperature also.
So you might be planning to appear for all the paper now. Next June exam, if it takes place.
That's right.
June or July.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations from the new semester?
more learning.
Okay.
Opening of new chapters, new lessons, and this will whether I take the exam, that's a later part. But before that, when I design more training programs and I undertake training programs, it will start giving me results right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you working simultaneously on designing the training program and conducting training?
Yes, sir. I'm already conducting training programs.
Okay.
So numbers have fallen, but yes, online training programs are going on.
Okay.
So immediate benefit of this program is that my sir.
Okay. So all these subjects, paper, okay. So paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You find it is beneficial and it is serving the purpose.
Sir,
I think your speech is cutting in between.
Of course, yes. The content quality has improved. Content quality has improved. And I know how to, so the benefits, I can feel it myself.
Okay.
It is there. Despite being the handicap of not, delivering the training programs in person, rather the internet model, distance model, but still the benefits are there. So I can feel the changes. Hopefully, with the new concepts coming in and new learnings, it will be even better.
Okay, that's great. Very nice. I think we all should take some input from this learned person. Sudeep Jaiswal, he is conducting training and he feels, I think, all these subjects are imparting or giving him strength to conduct training further better. Right? Now, again, I think I'll not... Sandhya, you are there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Could you switch on your video if possible and let us know your first semester experience and moving to the second semester?
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, sir, I think I'm visible now. So I think I've given my intro thing. What I have found, for me, actually, this has been quite good, being online, I've been able to attend classes of different chapters. So I have attended of many chapters, and it's where different trainers have their different inputs to give. So that has been very useful, I find. And of course, the training programs are very good. So it is sufficient for the exam purpose also. I found, of course, exam, I was not satisfied with my own performance. I felt I could have prepared some more. But barring that, the training as such is sufficient. In fact, sometimes it is more. So you get a lot of inputs from attending the sessions and all. So that has been very useful. And that is the purpose I make it a point to attend the sessions. So
great. You are telling a very new point to all of us actually. Advantage of online. Sitting at home, I think if we are free and we want to learn something new, we can listen to different faculties, different chapters. I mean, this is, beyond imagination. I mean, when offline classes takes place, you can't go to Delhi chapter and attend their
It opens up a lot of possibilities.
Correct.
It opens up a lot of possibilities, sir. So that has been really, so I could attend from Bombay, from Jaipur, Delhi chapter, the Chennai chapter. So it's been excellent.
What was your experience with exams?
So each person has their own typical way of doing things or giving different inputs. Varied experience is there.
What was your experience with
Pardon, sir?
exams? What was your experience with exams? Have you appeared for exams in the first semester?
Exams, no, sir. Exams, I feel the inputs are sufficient, but some more preparation. Because see, it's been a long time since I have written exams, especially all the verbal, detailed type. So we are, our institute is conducting online exams for, it is objective type. So this was, so first I practiced also writing, and even during the project work, I sat and practiced writing. So because I knew that would be one of the fundamental, we are not writing nowadays. And maximum you're signing some papers or something. So writing was required. So that I practiced. But some more of inputs would have helped more. Means preparation, I felt. Otherwise, I was very happy with it. One day I felt a sense of achievement.
You appeared?
I appeared for all the
4 papers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did.
That's great. So now you will be planning to appear for next another 4 paper in the June exam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, Sandhya ji, for joining and giving your input. It's really great. I think new member has joined participant, Nandini Suri. Are you getting? Nandini Suri got disconnected before I could ask her questions. But we'll wait if she comes back again. At that same time, now Jitendra Kesarwani is with us. I think we'll take his input. He is also a very experienced person. And very good participants. He attends a class regularly. Jitendra, your input.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can switch on your video.
Hello.
Yes.
This network connection is the problem. That's why I switched off my video.
Okay, you just speak then. We'll get. Now you are visible. Jitendra, go ahead. Now we see you. Tell your experience of the first semester and exam.
You are asking something, sir. I couldn't listen the question. Can you repeat, sir, please?
Your experience of first semester and then exam, and what is your expectation from second semester now?
Sir, whatever we have just attended the first semester classes, like Seema ma'am, you, and that Arun sir, and whatever the expected, we have attended the class, the module, subject we have read down. Few percentage of the subject already we are doing that in our different company scenarios, meetings, and sometimes whenever we conduct the training programs, how to assign a training designing objectives, their program, what we are just doing that. For the second semester, my expectation from the ISTD course is to one level up, whatever we are. Like we have started from the ISTD class, we were on 0. So after attending or after just successful completion of semester, so I'm just heading down to level 1 to 2. Okay, what can we do next in our next semester exam or next semester, whatever the syllabus we are. So how deeply we are going through it and how deeply we are understanding the concept. Okay, what ISTD or what our this development program is going for.
Okay. How was the exam?
Exam was good, sir. I was asking to you when the result will be announced.
Like Sandhya ji told very right thing. I mean, especially ISTD exam, you have to write.
Yeah.
What I'm if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to write, then you have to practice for writing pages in exams. And especially today's working environment, in whichever industry you are working, I mean, that practice, generally we lose contact. So you must keep writing something.
Sir, if you will permit me, to I'll share one of my experience during the online examination. If you will permit me, then I'll go ahead.
Yeah, please tell.
Yeah, one of my third or second paper, I was just doing the examination paper. I was writing on the online paper, that question paper I was writing. Then suddenly I moved down. लिखते लिखते वो सर नीचे हो गया. Then suddenly instructor just post me the message, your face is not visible. So I just rotated all side of the camera and showed down कि ma'am, I'm sitting in front of the sunlight, so might be possible लिखते लिखते सर नीचे हो गया है. Well, next time you take care. तो पूरे टाइम मैंने कैमरा को अपने सर की आंखों के सामने रखा. मैंने कहा हटाऊंगा नहीं उसको.
सही है.
So मतलब entire 19 years of study career, that was the first time that I have given my online examination in front of the camera and invigilator.
That is a new environment and new challenges basically we all face. I think that
in
is
the
what
first semester you say na ki adoption of new technology. In the fourth session, first semester, in the fourth session, you said one of your subject ki adoption of new technology we have to. Otherwise, we have be outdated.
Correct.
But very smoothly we have adopted.
We all have to. Yeah.
I think it has been a boon in disguise for me, at least.
Yeah.
Because, face-to-face classes, I would have had to travel to Hyderabad every week. That is 5 hours journey from here.
Right. Very good.
That would have been a headache.
Most of the people will not able to attend. This is also a challenge.
Becomes difficult.
Right. I think that is what even Sandhya ji also told about. In online, we have the opportunity, we can attend so many chapters, classes also if we want, and if we like something, so that class we can attend. So there are a lot of opportunity basically in the changing situations, right? So I think by now you must be a little clear about the roadmap as Noida has made for classes. And I will repeat again for simplicity of all of you 5 participants who are attending the class. One class, the first class in the March, and then we have 2 classes in April, 2 in May, and 2 in June. So I request all of you to note down your calendar, and we already have planned for all this 7 classes. And in April, it is 6 and 18, just alternate Sundays. And then similarly in May, we have 2nd and 16. So again, it's an alternate, just giving a gap of 1 Sunday and having the classes on 2 Sundays. And in June, again, we have class on 6th, and last class is on 20th June, because your exam is expected to be somewhere 27th, 28th June. So accordingly, you can prepare well, I think, by that time, right? So this is the program for this Noida chapter and this class. Now coming to 2 books which you have seen, and as my class taking is something like you all are experienced people, I try to touch upon few of the new things actually, and that is what I like to address. So in between, if you feel any question or queries, or it comes to your mind, I mean, I welcome you all. You can stop me and ask questions related to that, actually, right?
Yes, sir.
So today my topic as such was training, measurement and evaluation. And up to some extent, you see what I did basically nothing but evaluating the training program of what we did in last semester in 7th class. I think that is the live evaluation session we started with up to some extent, right? So that is the way we start this paper called 7 Training, Measurement and Evaluation. And in all training program, as I think Ms. Vandana Tyagi also mentioned in the beginning, you as a trainer, you try to make training program, then deliver the training program, and then ensure the right kind of learning takes place in the respective participants. And that is what is very important. So in this course also, if you see the 4 paper initially what we had, it was touching different aspects. And now again, the 4 paper which we have now, they are touching various aspects of training and development. Whenever you conduct a training, I mean, whether it is an online training or offline training, if you see, all these aspects need to be covered well. So whether it starts from facilitation skills or presentation skills, or you make a training program, any kind. This training, measurement and evaluation becomes a very significant and important part. And that is what we need to cover here in this. And paper 8 is managing training process. That is the paper 8. So it's all basically the complete training which you plan to deliver. And you as a training and trainer, you want to achieve, you will have to take care of these aspects. And it's very important for all of us to understand how the facilitation skills help us to formulate the training program and what are the resources we use. Similarly, presentation skills, how it is to be organized, that skills to be developed. And before I move to the evaluation, I would like to say, even we do evaluation, like you all are sitting as a, suppose, participant here in your various capacity, you all have a various experiences. And if you see, you all evaluate based on your personal capabilities. So if you want to be the good evaluator, I mean, it is very important for all of us, whoever wants to be there. It is very important you enhance your capacity, you enhance your knowledge, and you enhance your wisdom. And depending upon that, you become basically good trainer, good evaluator, and good program coordinator. So these are the things which we need to keep building. And this building capacity is not a one-day job. This is a continuous process, and that is what we should keep sharing, doing, enhancing, right? Any question? Anybody?
No, sir, it's okay.
So I will share the PPT just for simplified and systematic presentations. And this is what is the PPT, right? You are able to see?
Yes, sir.
So this is training, measurement and evaluation. And just to apprise you back, I am Wing Commander KK Verma, retired from Indian Air Force. I worked in Air Force for 20 years. And after that, I became an author of the book, Unlearn Before You Learn. and I am very active on Facebook, Twitter, sometime Instagram, LinkedIn, and I use the power of internet and social sites, not from now or yesterday, but I am using these for last 35, 40 years, right? So I hope with these, I'm able to add some good input to your whole system of learning and training. So as a diploma in charge, ISTD Noida chapter, it is my responsibility to find out the faculties and see whether they are comfortable, and at the same time plan all these schedules. So kindly let me know if anything you feel that can be planned better or differently. I think it will be my pleasure to accept your this thing, and that what I feel could be the part of your learning process. And because you are the stakeholder of training, and the today's task in evaluation, if you see in stakeholder of training, what we will discuss just now, you are the most important stakeholder of training, and that we can take up the live case and find out if you feel something can be amended or can be done differently, and or if you want to add your way of doing things, and tell us your experience, how you do go ahead with this conducting a training program and then adding the evaluation technique, if you have something like this. At here I will request anybody would like to say something. Sudeep Jaiswal.
Yes, sir.
Will you like to tell something? When you conduct a training program or you organize, how do you resolve the search of faculties or content or program? What are the challenges you face?
Sir, basic thing is to understand what the organization actually wants.
Okay.
The most of the times I have seen that the organizations, they themselves are confused.
Right. So your task becomes little more tough and challenging.
Because before designing a program, I have to sit with the training person and actually understand what is his expectation and what sort of people are nominated. Most of the times, what I have seen across industry, that what the company has expected and what the kind of people who have been sent for the training are entirely different.
Right.
So
very practical.
Yeah. So hand-holding even before we go for designing the program, and understanding what actually is required by the company and what sort of people should be nominated for the training program. That is the first hurdle that I usually face.
Okay.
And once that doubt is clarified, thereafter there is not a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So identifying the right kind of trainees, I have designed a sort of questionnaire, both for the training head as well as the likely participants. So based on that, I try my best to pick up the people who are who will be fitting the bill.
Right.
Then only the effectiveness of the program enhances. But there are some training programs where the groups are already identified. For example, I conducted the Pan-India training program for Honda motorcycles.
Okay.
It was for their service engineers. So that was dedicated to the service engineers only.
So they already selected the participants.
Yeah. So So that was the easy part for me. And based on that, the training programs, it was actually on behavioral modification.
Okay.
How to understand what the customer is actually expecting while coming to the service station.
Right.
How to note it down.
Okay.
So these were a few behavioral aspects, and the evaluation process was very, very stringent. So, pre-training, post-training, as well as 3 months after the training was conducted, there was a survey by third party. And based on that, the further loopholes were identified and the refresher courses were designed. So it was about 1.5 year long program. So
right.
Very enriching experience for me.
Okay. So if you see thank you very much for giving a good input actually. So that is the first topic what we have today is basically the stakeholders of training. And you, I think, touched upon this issue very nicely. That becomes a serious issue, and that is what we need to address first. You have to have a right person, basically right kind of people who are interested in learning, who have the right kind of qualification to accept or adapt to the training requirements. So that is very important. Coming to paper 7, just to touch upon, if you see, it is, you all can read?
Yeah.
Can somebody read for me, Rupesh?
Okay, sir. I'm reading. The course will focus on various theories and models of training, evaluation, and transfer of learning, besides methods and approaches to undertaking systematic evaluation of learning interventions through development of evaluation strategy, planning of evaluation through surveys, observation, stakeholder feedback, etc., data analysis for assessing training results and outcome at multiple levels, and presentation of evaluation skills. The course will, in addition, highlight the ROI methodology to determine the cost and benefits of the training in monetary terms.
So this is the course curriculum for paper 7. We will try to find out the evaluation and how we touch upon these things. Like what are the theories and what are the model for systematic evaluation, and that can come through different like evaluation strategy, planning of evaluation through surveys, observation, stakeholder feedback. So all these are the part of your course curriculum. And that is what in this all 7 class in paper 7, we will try to touch upon and understand one by one. And then we'll see how the evaluation serves a purpose for training measurement, right? And at the end, we will even find out ROI methodology and find out what are the cost factor involved for the training. Okay. And this same course curriculum, if we see, has been divided in the 7 different classes, 6 basically. And last one is the course review. And it all starts from stakeholders to training. First, we will try to find out who all the stakeholders of to training. And then we will touch upon evaluation strategy. In 3rd class, we will see theories and model of evaluation, how it is done. Then what are the tools and method for evaluation? So we'll touch upon those. Then comes data analysis, statistical methods, and report writing. Finally, we will see how the evaluation is done, and then reports are written. So we will touch touch one after other and try to cover the syllabus. Okay, and if you see, as far as the you all have received the complete course program which I sent.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So if you see this for paper 7 in Janaki Raman book, you cover this in chapter 10. Janaki Raman book, you cover in chapter 10. So I will expect you all should go through it just once, but don't restrict there, because that gives you the just gist of things, and that is what we will touch upon this. And you don't bother much about the PPT, because I always love to share the PPT and see if any new input is needed or something, right? And paper 7, if you see, chapter 10 for Janaki Raman and chapter 9 from Agochia. Chapter 9 from Agochia. So, gentlemen, for this paper 7, you have just one chapter each from 2 books. So, we have a very limited kind of content which are given to us. But the challenges are huge, because in present circumstances, when you want to do evaluation, can we do with the conventional method what we have been doing, or we have to adopt to something new? This reminds basically 1 or 2 things before I touch upon few of the more interesting data what I have at the moment. So you all have received feedback form. This I sent through mail yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Dhrupesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
जितेंद्र, संध्या जी, आपको मिला?
क्या सर? नहीं, फॉर्म नहीं मिला है.
फॉर्म नहीं मिला? अच्छा, आपका मेल तो शायद था नहीं. If you could write your email on my this thing in this chat
Sir,
box.
I have given in chat box. I'll again write it. Sir.
Yeah, if you can write your this thing in chat box. Okay. So I'll send you the feedback form, and I expect you all can either download or fill in the Word document, your comment, and then send either through mail to me or just WhatsApp on my number. And that is what I had written also there. Okay. Anybody has doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
And it is all about the today's class, which is very important. The feedback form is very important. You must give it. Now, one more very interesting aspect. I'm not sure if you have touched upon. You have been given 2 books, Janaki Raman and Agochia. Am I there? You all are with me?
Yes, sir.
And if you see, there are 10 chapters in Janaki Raman and 9 chapters in Agochia. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chapter 9 is untouched, and that is not covered in your 8 syllabus, in your 8 papers. Have you watched? And
Yes,
that
yes,
chapter 9 is management development.
management development.
Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Similarly, in Agochia side, if you see one chapter, chapter 5 has been untouched. And then discuss about delivering an active and participatory training program.
Yes, sir.
So you must take this as a home assignment and find out of these 8 papers, can these 2 chapters, chapter 9 in Janki Raman and chapter 5 in Agochia, can this be fitted into the syllabus of any one of these 8 papers? Are you clear what
Yeah.
So just give a thought, because I mean, this is the way I keep exploring things. I explore in a very new way of doing. I just don't believe in telling you my experience of 20 years in Indian Air Force and last 15 years in various capacity. And even today, where I'm suppose executive director in one of the foundation. I mean, it is very difficult basically to connect with each one of you and add some value to things which might help you in your exam and understanding the whole ISTD concepts. Because ISTD, you see, this program and concept was developed long back actually. And ISTD has its own inertia. You all agree with me. And slowly the changes are taking place. I'm not very sure how many of you will like to go beyond this, break the rule and find out something new. But as far as me is concerned, I keep challenging people basically to break the boundaries and move beyond, so that you can experience something which is not within you, right? But then that needs capacity and that needs courage. And if you ask me, I mean, I have personally done it at a various level, and I request, that is what the facilitation I do, that is what the presentation I try to convey. So just see the chapter 9 from Janki Raman and chapter 5 from Agochia. How can they be fitted in out of 8 papers? Because I would like to assure you, in the 3rd semester, when you move, this ISTD has already decided 2-3 papers along with your project work. And those papers have nothing to do with these 2 books. Those papers talk differently. Their contents have been imported directly from outside, right? And because I personally have no control on making the syllabus or content, but I would love to basically talk on those things. And I would like some of you also should develop those capacity to address a few of those things, right? Taking it further, I mean, I would like to tell you, have you noticed there is something like in paper 4 what we studied, and in now 4 paper which we are studying, there is a matching of the chapters. Have you noticed, anybody? Rupesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
What are the chapters?
There was more overlapping between cognitive and experiential learning. I have seen chapter wise. If we see
chapter wise, Jitender, if you see chapter wise in Janki Raman, there is a chapter 4 and 6. And in Agochia also there is a chapter, there are chapters 4 and 6. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These chapters 4 and 6 have been covered in the first semester in your 4 paper, and these chapters 4 and 6 are being covered in this also semester.
Yes, sir. Definitely. It would come.
Could you see?
Yes, yes. 100%, sir. Because training methods, techniques, and aids, definitely it will come under, I mean, these facilitation and presentation skill and training evaluation.
And I remember in instructional design, I covered the chapter 3 and 4 of Agochia.
Yes, sir.
And that paper 4, chapter 4 is covered in paper 5 as per the syllabus what I have been given to you. So whatever I covered in instructional design, I think you will find it is covered in paper 5 in the second semester in facilitation skills.
Right, sir.
Very interesting, ne?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
more interesting is Janki Raman chapters. And chapter 4 was covered in paper 4 in the last semester.
Right, sir.
Chapter 6 was covered in paper 3 in the last semester.
Yes, sir.
And this 4 and 6 are covered in paper 5 in the second semester. So very
Yes, sir.
interesting. So you have the syllabus, and then as far as the content is concerned, you have been given syllabus content. If you see just below the class program for all 7 class, we have given paper 1, 2, 3, 4, and similarly we gave in second semester paper 5, 6, 7, 8, and you will find these chapters are overlapping, and that is what you have to put your brain and ideas. How can you still take the benefit out of it for your further this thing? And there I say, you must apply your present situations and circumstances, your present capacity to take things further, right? Coming back to evaluation of training. This evaluation all starts with basically completing the delivery of training program. It is time now to validate and evaluate. There are 2 more important words here, what we will be discussing in this paper 7 is evaluate and validate. And we'll try to find out in this evaluation and validation how the training program was conducted. Find out the outcomes from the efforts of training agency and training team, as well as find out the learning, what has taken place in the participants. And finally, in evaluation, we will try to find how the main stakeholders carried out their respective responsibilities. And if we think, we'll try to get depth of evaluation. In any training program you make, it all starts from assessments. That is the training need assessments. Assess needs, prioritize needs, and then you design. That is what we discussed in paper 2 in the last semester. And then there, if you remember, it all started from define objectives, develop lesson plan, develop acquire material, select trainer/leader, select methods and techniques, and schedule the program and interventions. So all these things we design. And whenever you design a training program, you do it like this. And then at implementation level, you deliver the training program. You conduct a training program. And there you find few of the papers are very useful for you, like paper 3, which you did, training methods. What should be the training methods? What should be the cognitive training methods? What should be the experiential training methods? And then in this semester also, you are learning few of the more skills, like what are the facilitation skill, what are the presentation skills, and then trying to finally select evaluation criteria. And then this select evaluation criteria should be from the way you have defined your objectives. Because it all depends upon what are the objectives you have set. And then only you will try to work on how you have achieved, whether the participants have been able to achieve, whether the company has been able to achieve, whether the training team have been able to achieve, whether the trainer has achieved their purpose or objectives. And then we work on determine evaluation design, and then collect evaluation of the program or interventions, and then interpret results. So this is the way evaluation takes place. In any evaluation, it must be from those aspects where we define objectives. It comes from there. So in evaluation and validation comes from there. Because when you define objectives, then you can validate the training which has been conducted, was that as per the program. And that is what I think we intend to do in this evaluation, right? Now it has gone to previous. We'll go to next, and we'll go to next. This validation of training. Gentlemen, I think here we have one simple arguments many of you would like to, with your experience, would like to touch upon. Before I touch upon, I would like to know this. I've been talking about evaluation, and then there is a like validation of training. Can you tell what could be the in general difference between evaluation and validation? Rupesh?
Yes, sir.
Evaluation and validation.
Evaluation means, I mean, the transfer of content, how much we,
Yeah, go ahead.
Evaluation means the same, how much content we have transferred to that participant, whether it has been reached to that level or not. And validation means how the process of confirmation of that. I think so, in my opinion.
As I said in the beginning, and I will show the draft here. I think what you mentioned is right. But as far as the validation is concerned, it is based on the objectives. And when evaluation is concerned, it's all about the implementation and other stakeholders. So in general, that is the, I think Sandhya ji is there. Will you like to tell how these two are different?
So validation would be whether the program, like what your, this one is, what the objectives of the program was for the organization, whether that has reached. So, so that would be the validation of the training program. And Evaluation will be the trainees as such, whether they have actually absorbed. So that would be two different, because some of the trainees may not have got, or there will be different levels at which they would have got the benefit of the program. So
very correct. Jitender? I think I'm not sure if he's listening. So we'll go ahead for the time being. Validation is the verification of the program by means of tests which demonstrate whether actual behavior of the target population at the end of the training program is commensurate with the stipulated criteria of behavior. So one side, when we talk about objectives, whether it should match validation, other side, the outcomes. Suppose whatever outcome we had predicted on training program while formulating the training program, whether that have been achieved. In validation, we will try to find out. Validation is the assessment of total value of the training system, nor training course or training program in social as well as financial terms. So then that is what we will try to find out validation, right? Evaluation slightly differs from validation. Evaluation attempts to measure the overall cost benefit of the course or program, overall cost, while validation is about measuring achievements of let down objectives. So evaluation is about the overall cost benefit, and validation is about measuring success, achievements, outcome. Thus, evaluation is all about value, while validation is meeting objectives, right? So evaluation is all about values and validation is meeting objectives. So we all started from there when we set objectives and how can that be achieved in the implementation of the training program. Focus area of evaluation are in these 4 areas. We see what are the need and purposes, stages of evaluation in a training program, conducting the end term evaluation and measuring participants' learning. If we see all these things one by one, we touch upon and we see evaluation in a different stages. As far as the need and purpose for evaluation, need of evaluation is for participants, trainer, organization, and training agency. All these 4 needs evaluation to take a better decision or to refine their training, the way they conduct training or the way participants attend training and all those. So evaluation could be for these 4 major stakeholders. Purposes for evaluation is simple. It must improve the training. Then only we can take advantage of evaluation. Evaluation itself constitutes a learning process, because when we undertake evaluation, that is a part of the learning process. If we see whatever evaluation we talked about, you are not giving just evaluation or feedback. You are basically passing through the learning process. And learning process starts from attending, sparing time, taking time, and then attending classes. So all these is a part of basically evaluation. And it becomes the part of learning process. Help to find motivating factor for learning. And most important is in evaluation, we try to find out, are the people sincerely motivated enough to learn new things? Because learning new things remains a huge challenge and it's not a very easy thing. And that is what I think in evaluation we should try to work upon. right? Stakeholders of training, as far as the participants are concerned, we must try to find out participants who put hard work, would like to know how the trainer and training agency evaluate their efforts, right? And as far as the trainer is concerned, if trainer feels that she invested huge amount of time and effort in her assignments, perhaps at the cost of her personal needs and comforts, she will be keen to find out the results of her work. And I think nobody can understand the need of trainer requirement as far as myself is concerned. I'm a very nice example basically for the evaluation. So I always take all my participants to a much higher level basically, so that they can value what are the quality work which can be achieved basically. And that is a huge task, because whenever I conduct training or I put some efforts, even either as a ISTD Noida chapter diploma in charge, or as a trainer for paper 7, or in any aspect, whenever I interact with you, my challenge could be like, am I adding some more input and value to the individual? And so evaluation must address those things. Stages of evaluation, which I think Rupesh talked about, and even Sudeep told about pre-training evaluation, ongoing evaluation during the program, and end program evaluation.
Right.
I mean, it's plain and simple. Before we conduct any training program, even ongoing evaluation is a continuous process, and end training program. That is what we should try to meet. Right? Need of evaluation. Need of evaluation understanding is very important. Evaluation data can be used for provide feedback on whether the training or development activity is effective in achieving its aim, indicate the extent to which trainees apply their past learning, provide information on how to increase the effectiveness of development activities, demonstrate the overall value and worth of development activities. So need should be meeting these requirements. Need continue. Everyone, I mean, one quote given, Anderson and Ball, who 1978 proposed the following needs of evaluation to contribute to decision about the program installation, program continuation, and expansion of certification and program modification. So evaluation should serve this purpose, to obtain evidence to really support a program, and then help understand basic psychological, social, and other causes. So evaluation basically should serve the broad purpose, and these three could be the parameters. So next time when you make a training program and make evaluation system, I mean, you should see whether they are serving these purposes, right? So that is what the study is all about. You should keep doing. Similarly, if we see Mark Easterby Smith in 1986, he identified 3 general needs. One is providing, improving, and learning. So overall, if you see, you are moving in those similar aspects with different words we use: providing, improving, learning. I mean, we have to see whether you provide right thing in a well-mannered, in a systematic manner, and it was worth the cost. So that is the providing. And second, improving. So whenever you try to analyze, you will try to find out whether content or future program become better. And then finally, as far as the learning is concerned, whether real learning takes place. Real learning will take place only through good participations. So for evaluation, we have to take care of these three aspects. As per the Mark Easterby Smith. Why I mentioned these two names in the previous also, Anderson Ball, because sometime in your question, somebody may ask these things. So you should be in a position to remember Anderson and Ball in 1970. And after 10 years, another guy came and talked about these, and they talked about these three important words: providing, improving, and learning. So that is the way we should touch upon this course and syllabus and then move on. Right? Any question? So 5 factors for meaningful evaluation we should consider. It all starts from why evaluation. What is to be evaluated? Who will evaluate? How of data collection? And then what criteria? Generally what happens, either we make a training program, or we make a validation or evaluation system. We create objectives. Ultimately, you find, hello, we have a new participants, Manisha. Manisha, are you listening us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am. Hi, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming even before we are about to complete. But the next class will be at 4 o'clock. So it will be nice if you can join there. But we'll continue with this paper 7.
Sure, sir.
And we'll touch upon this, what we talked about, 5 factors for meaningful evaluation. Why evaluation? What is to be evolved? Who will evaluate? How the data collection and what criteria? So these are the things which becomes very important for us to undertake as far as the meaningful evaluation is concerned. So, Rupesh?
Yes, sir.
You have become an author also. You have written so many things. So, what are your views about how to address these factors for the meaningful evaluation?
A meaningful evaluation. I have not actually getting this point about my book actually, because my book is on only thought process.
I think if you throw light on that thought process, I think it will serve the purpose. I think we will get to meaningful evaluation.
Yeah, my book is on thought. I mean, whatever we think, we would be.
Okay.
So on that basis, we have I have actually categorized in 14 chapters.
14 chapters.
Yeah.
Great.
तो पहला कि thought का क्या है, कैसे इसको.
You are gifting your book to all the participants?
Sure, sir. At least.
No, I'm not joking. I mean, you have to be very serious.
Yeah, sure, sir.
First, gift me.
Yeah, definitely. I will give it to you.
Send to my address and send to others also who are the participants with you there in the course.
Okay, sir. I have to check whether because it is, with Amazon.
Okay.
So I'll send it to you definitely. Within this week, you'll get.
It's online also is available?
Yeah, online. And Kindle version is also available on Amazon.
Kindle version is also available.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
Get the exact name of the book, please.
आपकी सोच ही आपका जीवन है.
Okay.
It's pure
It's
in
in
Hindi.
Hindi?
Yeah, in Hindi.
I think you have written book in Hindi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great, yeah. So फिर तो you can translate my book also in Hindi.
Definitely, I can try, sir. I can try.
No, you are a Hindi author. I am an English author. You know, my...
Sir, I will do it for you, sir.
Definitely we can do.
I take translation jobs also.
Who?
Sudeep.
You do translation work?
Yes, sir.
Acha. So you translate my book, we'll get it published.
Yeah, definitely, sir. It can be done.
Unlearning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlearning.
I'll do it. I'll share with you some portion of the book. If you like it, then we can go ahead.
Okay. Rupesh, you were telling something.
Yeah, so I have categorized in 14 chapters. तो सोच का आदमी के लाइफ पर, हेल्थ पे, उसके बिजनेस पे, उसके नौकरी पे, उसके फैमिली पे, आई मीन सब पे क्या क्या आई मीन वो होता है, उसका इफेक्ट क्या होता है उसके थॉट का.
Okay.
So these things I have, I mean,
Right.
I think
Sandhya ji is here. I would like to ask her, in case if you can throw some light on this evaluation and validation.
I didn't get your question, sir.
How do you feel this evaluation and validation becomes a very important part of training, and with your experience, if you can just...
Yes, because you go on spending money, you do not know whether it is reaching, whether the purpose is served, or is it training, naam ke vaste training ho rahi hai. So it is very essential, no? Where the money is being spent. So it should be of some use to the organization, to the participants, to the employees. It should improve the working. So for all that, both evaluation is very essential.
Right. Manisha ji, this paper 7 about training, measurement and evaluation. Could you let us know how important evaluation in the whole training program? What is the importance?
So evaluation is actually very important.
Okay.
It's actually very important because it actually helps you to understand whether, whatever you've done, I mean, training was actually good, bad, or probably, profitable or beneficial for the people you've, given training to. And in terms of, whether it was cost effective, wasn't it? In all aspects, it's actually directly and indirectly evaluates your work. So I think evaluation is very important for any sort of a training or probably work that you do.
Okay. Right.
Sir, I would like to add one more point in this. If it is more important, because if head of the organization is not willing to release more fund, then it is more important to evaluate the training effectively and efficiently.
Right.
Because we have to present that training is effective or not. So it is more important in that sense.
Okay. Right. I think coming to the next session, we will try to touch upon evaluation strategy, principles, criteria, objective, approaches, and then we'll see resistance to evaluation and ways to overcome, and many more. Right? Thank you. So this is all about from me. If you have any question before right? I think that is for today's, and you will have a tea break now. I think 4 o'clock, madam will come. So we'll have for paper 8.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And you can contact me through my mobile number, email. I am on Facebook or Twitter, and you can build a capacity to know little more, little better and more, right? It goes on, because learning is a very tough business. It's not an easy thing. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
This
Thank you.
Training program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can you switch on your video if you feel? Can you switch on your video?
Yes, sir.
Before you go?
Yes, sir.
Sudeep Jaiswal, you are at the beginning. Thank you, madam, for switching on. And this is where we intend to do. Thank you very much for joining, and see you again.
Thank you, sir.
Later.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. 4 o'clock. Please do come.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.